Welcome to the Shadows Realm.
Shadows Realm.
Shadows Realm.
Shadows Realm.
Yeah. Welcome to the Shadows Realm. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Shadow Zella here, and this is actually the first gameplay of anything I'm gonna be uploading to YouTube. I've decided to start with my fight with Penance in the Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. This is old. This is February 12th of 2016, so this is definitely dating back. And it only took the last 15 minutes of the battle, so that's all we really have of this 45-minute battle. For those who are not familiar with the International and the HD version, Penance is the super boss of the game. When I say the super boss, I mean the super boss. He has 12 million HP. The arms have 500,000, but they regenerate after, I think it was 3 turns, it is. He has 2 stages. The first stage is a lot simpler than the second. The first stage he retains until he hits 9 million HP, then he goes into stage 2, which is what you're seeing right now. In stage 1, he uses an attack called Obliteration, which hits everybody, and it casts slow on everybody, though it doesn't do enough to kill you. In the second stage, which we're seeing right now, he uses Immolation, I believe it is, and that only hits one person, but it decasts any buffs you have. It decasts any buffs you have. It gives you mental break and armor break as well. And that is a sign for if you get hit the next turn, you're dead, so you need to heal really quick. He also has an attack known as Judgment Day, which you can only do when both arms are out, and the counter hits 20. I've never really understood how the counters work in any sort of video game, so to be honest, I just said F that noise and made sure one of the arms was dead at all times, which is one of the strategies to use. Now, to even get to Penance, you need to, fight and defeat all of the Dark Aeons, which are a challenge in and of themselves. That's, actually a very funny story, which I'll get to that later. But you have to defeat all the Dark Aeons, Dark Valfor, which you can find when trying to enter Besaid again, Dark Ifrit, which you can find in the Beacon Out Desert, Dark Ixtian, which you find in the Thunder Plains and have to fight twice, Dark Shiva, which you find upon trying to re-enter the Makalania Temple, Dark Bahamut, which is where you fought Yunalesca at the end of Xanarkand, Dark Yojimbo, which you find in the Chamber of Stolen Faith, but you have to fight him 5 times, Dark Anima, which you find on Mount Gagazet. You have to redo Waka's challenge, where you have to throw the ball into the spinning sphere. And then the Maga Sisters, which you can fight 1 on 3, or all 3 of them at once, which you find upon re-entering Mushroom Rock Road. And, Valfor, Ixen, they're pretty simple. Ifrit's even pretty simple too, but then from then on it just scales and it becomes this huge problem. For the most part, I have all my Celestial weapons all maxed out except for Lulu's, because 200 bolts of lightning is a problem. And as for the armor, I used... Ooh, I don't remember, because I used a different set of armor for this one. I had armor that had Ribbon, Stoneproof... Ooh, I really don't remember. I just remember Ribbon, Stoneproof, break HP limit. That was the other thing. And then maybe it was auto haste. It might have been auto haste. But for this battle, I'm using armor that is, I ditched the Ribbon because if the arms are dead, I don't have to worry about it. I used auto haste, auto protect, defense plus 20%, and auto potion. But the reason they're only using X potions is because I dumped all of my potions and all of my high potions, so that way they will just use X potions. Because having anything less than 9,999 with 20% could lead to death. There are strategies that use the other armor set that you can have 9,999, so many nines. There are strategies that use that method. I did not follow that. I attempted the first time I fought Penance, and it just did not go well for me. I feel like this strategy is a lot safer, in my opinion, and it's very rinse, wash, and repeat. You make sure nobody has armor break or mental break. You make sure everyone's health is max, which should be fine with the potions, and you just make sure both arms are never alive for a turn. Well, let me phrase that better. You make sure that both arms don't get a turn while both being alive. That makes more sense. Because if it hits you with Judgment Day, it cancels auto life, it cancels everything, you're done. As for the strategy, Titus, Riku, and Waka are the best fit in my opinion. Because with Riku's mix, you can mix a couple things that'll definitely help, like Mighty Guard to start off, because his first attack doesn't, what's the word? It doesn't dispel you. You could also, if you follow the other method, mix a trios of 9,999 and keep all your potions. That way when you have auto potion, it will do 9,999 since every hit does 9,999. But that means you're sacrificing the bigger hits like I'm using with the 99,999. But, like I said, it's a personal choice. If you want to look into the other strategies, you definitely can. As for getting to Penance, because I said there was a funny story. This is actually my second go at Penance, but this is my first real go. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I have a friend who was also playing this game, who he forgot to get the hidden treasure in the Makalania Temple. He never knew about the Dark Aeons and this and that, so he went to go grab it one day, and because he wanted Anima. So he then ran into Dark Shiva, or Shiva, whichever you prefer to pronounce. I say Shiva. And he couldn't get back into the temple. Shiva was a problem. So I talked to him about it, and I'm like, well, there's a cheap way to do it. You know, there's Zanmato, but good luck with that. The rate is already really low. On top of that, you need to have a really good friendship with Yojimbo for him to do it anyway. What does he do? He runs out, grabs Yojimbo, and just instantly thinks if he gives him all his money, Yojimbo's gonna Zanmato Shiva. And it didn't work like that. He spent probably about a week trying that and trying to level up his friendship with Yojimbo, and it just didn't happen. So now I'm running through the Dark Aeons, the first time I'm running through them, not the true time. Unless I call it the false time. The second time was the true time. And I had beat Dark Valfor, I had beat Dark Ifrit, I had beat Dark Ixin, I had beat Dark Shiva. So all that's left were the bigger ones. So at one point, I didn't know how far into the Cavern of Stolen Faith you could go, and I went a little bit too far, and I ran into Dark Yojimbo by accident. So now, I'm kind of like panicking, like, oh my god, you know, I gotta get out of this. What I do is, I pay Yojimbo half of the money I have, and I say, please. And he did Zenmato, and we booked it out of there. Like, travel pad, because if you do the travel pad, you don't have to fight him the other 4 times, and you just leave. So, needless to say, my friend was pissed. But, that happened. So then, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna fight Dark Anima. Because, how could I miss something that is attached to the ground? And then I remembered, this is a, you know, an RPG with stats. So it doesn't matter if you're physically attached to the ground and chained up. You can dodge. So then I go through all my Aeons, and then I have Yojimbo left, and I'm like, Yojimbo, please, for the love of God, just end this fight. I don't want to die, I want to keep going. And at this point, he was with me. So I did, that's right, because I was staying at his house, because we were going to Anime Boston that weekend, I think it was, or some con. So I summon Yojimbo, give him half my money, and he Zanmattles Anima. So now he starts flipping out. So now I'm testing it. I go to fight the Dark Maga Sisters, Zanmato. Didn't even have that much money. I go to fight Bahamut, but I made sure I only had 1,000 gil, and I gave him 1,000 gil. And Zanmato. So he's losing his mind at this point. He is not happy. Like, he's ready to break the game. So then, I go to Penance, but I make sure I only have 1 gil. Well, maybe not one gil, but as little gil as I could have physically went into that fight with. I gave him the 1 gil, or however much gil it was, right off the rip Zanmato, and I won. And that's how I first got the Penance trophy. He lost it. I don't think he ever came back to defeat the Dark Aeons or Penance, but, you know, that's a him thing. As back to the actual Penance fight, the true Penance fight that I had, like I said, it becomes very, very tedious. It's very systematical. If you make one mistake, that could set you back and possibly kill you. If you let the arms get a turn while both of them are alive, you could be done. Especially with this strategy, because this strategy you don't have, you know, the ribbon or the stone proof, so you can definitely die if one of those arms gets a stat element on you. But your basic strategy is, you know, just quick hit everything. If you feel like you're in a spot where if you are in a spot where both the arms are alive before a turn, you want to use attack reels with Waka, because his attack reels do massive damage. And same thing with Titus's Slice and Dice. Well, Slice and Dice if they're both alive. And I would feel like that's the only one you really want to waste it on, because the delay he gets from Blitz Ace or Energy Rain is kind of hefty. But, you know, to each his own. Trial and error, you know? So, now that you know, have the basic strategy set, you just keep running that until he runs out of his 12 million HP, which, like I said, took me 45 minutes. 45 agonizing minutes. And, you know, benefit for me, Titus has Counter-Strike, and that was the kill shot. Thank God, my favorite character got the kill shot on Penance. And that's what, at least the second half of the Penance fight looks like. I don't have video of the first, well, half. The second the last 3/4 of the Penance fight looks like. The first 1/4 is a lot more straightforward because the auto X potions really help. But this section of it, like I said, one mistake and you could just lose everything you worked so hard for. And he gives you so much XP. 27 dark matter I got lucky with, and then the spears. And he gave me an item. I think it was a shield for Titus. I think it was a shield for Titus with a ribbon. Yep, it was a shield for Titus with a ribbon. 4 spots total, so that means 3 open. So I could make another, what I call ultimate shield for Titus if I really wanted to, but I don't need to, because defeating Penance was the last thing that I had to do in Final Fantasy X, because I played this game for so long over the years. I had a file on the original 10 that was over 200 hours. It was crazy. It might have even been in like 280, because I was getting bored, I would turn it on, and I would run laps around the Omega Ruins. But I didn't break that game like I truly broke this game. And that really kind of sums up, you know, everything. The only thing I haven't done in Final Fantasy X is dodge 200 volts of lightning, because, like I said, F that noise. I don't even use Lulu like that anyway. Oh, wow. This was before I even finally maxed out everyone in the game. So it looks like I had more to do at that time. I guess I just maxed out my party for the Penance fight. Or just missed Lulu and Kimahri because I used them the least. Like,
May I help you?
Kimahri, depending on how you build him in the beginning, he could be very useless. And depending on how quickly you move Yuna, Lulu becomes very useless very fast. But that is, that's my first, video game video on this channel, guys. I hope, you know, hope you liked it. If you have any Penance strategies, do let me know in the comments below. If you have tried Penance and failed miserably, also let me know. Or if you just have any funny stories like I did about my friend, about anything Final Fantasy related, you know, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys joining me on this first ever video, and I will see you guys next time in the next video I go for. See you later.